America, I admit, is divided. Not simply by left and right anymore. I think we've kind of gotten past that a little bit. I mean, after all, we see walkaway Democrats who are now sort of with the right, and also just general Democrats who are still with the party but are not willing to go crazy on and betray their own nation. Like how the far left is. And unfortunately, that's who I'm talking about today. Just a year ago, we all know what happened in Charlottesville. There was a protest of white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and even a few Republicans, because of it was just branded as a Unite the Right movement, but it was still plagued with those white nationalists, those guys in the protest. Now we recall the riots that had gone from because of that. We remember the riots due to Antifa just coming in without a permit, deciding to try to bash the fash, try to basically beat up people who were basically there to be at this rally to protest specific events in a peaceful manner, with their own beliefs, with their own opinions. But again, Antifa decided, no, we cannot have that. This is fascistic. We must beat up every single person. And of course, that resulted in the riots, and unfortunately, it did result in one person dying as a result of being hit by a car. Although there is still arguments on whether or not it was intentional, accidental, or even if it was actually caused by a heart attack or something. I don't know if that's the case or not. But what is the fact? The huge fact is, this was a tragedy that could have been avoided. All thanks to Antifa. They just had to act violently to all this. And now there was another protest that happened on August 11th. On August 11th, this time the Unite the Right rally was pretty small. I think there was only 25 people. Most of them were white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and that sort of thing. But yeah, there wasn't really that much of a movement behind those guys. And in my own personal opinion, all this is showing is how much there is not really that much support, even among the right, for that kind of ideology of basic ethnic nationalism, of neo-Nazism, that sort of thing. There isn't really that much of support behind those movements. But, of course, Antifa, seeing this as the first anniversary of Charlottesville, decided to go crash this place again. And not only did they try to attack protesters, they attacked the police as well. They used fireworks, they used glass bottles, I'm sure they used M80s, everything they could use to get their hands on to try to beat the living crap out of these guys. And they weren't doing anything wrong, they were just protesting. They had their own permits, as according to the law, and they were given permission by the city of Charlottesville. But no, Antifa decided to do the same thing again, and just try to do the same violent behavior as they did before. All this is showing from Antifa and the far left is how much they're the ones who are causing the division, not the right. I mean, we get all this constant media attention about how the right is causing division because Trump is in office, or just how the right is just far left, or no, far right, and is full of neo-Nazis, white nationalists, white supremacists, etc., etc., etc. That is all we hear about from these guys. Yet again, it is the far left who is the one who is constantly trying to divide our country. Now, thankfully, this is no longer just a right or left issue. Well, it still kind of is, but I think more people are trying to move way past that in a more nationalistic sort of way. There are the walkaway Democrats and who are now leaning to the right, and there are those that are still Democrats, but they're not willing to do anything violent or just for that matter, commit acts of terrorism, or even do anything that would be considered treason to their own nation. That is the complete difference from them and the far left. Again, the far left is causing this division. And this division is between nationalism and non-nationalism. I know that's not a real term, non-nationalism, but that's what I'm going to use. They don't care about the United States. All they care about is their own self-interest, their own narcissistic beliefs. They just want to be animals. Kind of like how Donald Trump called MS-13 animals, I'm calling Antifa animals. Because that's all they are. That is their mentality. And once you get into that mentality, whether you're left or right, you can be sure that all you're going to be seen as a rabid beast, and it'll show how bad your argument is, and you'll just lose further and further support. That's all that's going to happen. You'll lose support. And that, I think, is what's currently happening with Antifa. If it hasn't happened already. I do not understand how Antifa is still not considered a terrorist organization. Because they have constantly called on violence against people who they disagree with. They even call on violence against liberals. Anyone who's I know you heard this term before, but anyone to the right of Karl Marx is basically their enemy. It's just sad. Because they're basically calling everyone who doesn't fit their own mentality as their enemy. That's why I'm kind of scared of these people. That is why I hope they lose further support. I really do hope they lose further support, because they have this weird mentality of basically thinking that everything that Donald Trump is doing, everything that the right is doing, everything that is happening is somehow racist, and they're somehow justified in causing violence, when in fact they're not. Their ideology is so warped. In fact, I recall that, I'm pretty sure we all remember from Berkeley, and even right now in Charlottesville, there was this chant by Antifa of "No borders, no walls, no USA at all." Does that not that does not get the message any clearer? They clearly have an agenda against the United States. They have an agenda against everything she stands for. That's why I don't like these people. That's why I hope their public support goes down so far that they would be non-existent. I really hope that's the case. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but one can only dream. And plus, I don't even know what the future may hold. All I know is that if Antifa continues this course, all it's going to do is make themselves look foolish. And their own argument will be very weak. I don't know what else to say about these people. I mean, these are the same people who are basically committed acts of violence, like not just at Charlottesville, but that 2017 baseball shooting of congressional Republicans. Thank God, by the way, there wasn't a single death. Or about that shooting in Dallas back in 2015. Or even during Trump's inauguration, when the when Antifa was just going everywhere, vandalizing everything, and even setting a car on fire. These are the same people that do that. These are the same people that literally were asked the question, if Donald Trump were here in Charlottesville, and this is the rally that happened just 2 days ago, if they were told that Donald Trump were there, what would they do? One of them said they would piss on Trump's leg. Piss on it. The other another one actually said that they're willing to kill him for the people. I mean, come on! I'm pretty sure there are a few people on this channel that are subscribed to this channel, or at the very least, people who, at least viewed this video, don't support Trump in any way, but come on! But even you would not support anything like this. That is why I hope Antifa is just wiped out from the face of America. Or, well, wiped out everywhere in America. In fact, better yet, I hope it wiped out from the face of the earth. Because of what they are doing. These guys are animals. They act very violently. Despite the fact that so many people just want to peacefully go about their business, want to peacefully do their own thing. And that is just really sad. Again, if Antifa continues on this path, that is all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen. All they're going to get is just a weak argument and a weak public support. That's all I have for you for this video. My name is Noah Meehan. I'm the Arc of Truth. Please put your comments down below, subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. Bye.